Thanks for watching. Sorry my lighting isn't the greatest. I made this video for a couple reasons. I wanted to, along with entering Silver Age Dave's very generous 100-200 subscriber contest, I wanted to show you guys my comic collection that I've mostly accumulated over the past 6 months. So around the time I was, I guess, like 12 or 13, I probably obtained close to like half a short box of stuff from mostly Spawn and Batman, and I've always been a fan of very theatrical characters. So I grew up with, Beetlejuice and The Mask, and have always been a huge fan of the Joker. And, I've liked Batman mainly because of the villains. I just thought he's always had, like, just some of the best villains. So then, after only having, like, half a short box of stuff, I hadn't gotten a single comic for years. And up until about 6 months ago, I guess, like midway through 2017, when, after I finished college and got a job working retail, I spend most of my hard-earned money on comic books now, and I don't really do it for investment value. I do this because, like, this is all stuff that I love, stuff that I never thought I would ever one day have, and there's so much to learn with this. Like, this is like the sci-fi of history, and it's an amazing thing. So one day I walked into Showcase Comics and came across a magazine rack that was filled with bundles of 10 comics each for $5. And they had, like all kinds of bundles of stuff from, like, Batman bundles to X-Men bundles. And, I only grabbed like 2 bundles just at first, just because, I wanted to see what they had. If the bundles were anything decent, and just to kind of just go for it. So when I opened the bundles, I got that experience of like reliving that moment, kind of, when I was younger and would open up that pack of Pokemon cards or a pack of Magic cards and just get the that exciting feeling of like, what am I gonna get next? So I was pretty happy with the 2 bundles that I had gotten, and then just like rushed back over and pretty much cleared that rack of all the Batman stuff, and had pretty much more or less like straight runs of like Legends of the Dark Knight and Shadow of the Bat. And they also would throw in like some oldies, maybe a couple Silver Age stuff. I think maybe I got like 1 Silver Age comic in one of the bundles I got. So I went to another showcase and pretty much did the same exact thing, just like got all their Batman bundles. And I ended up having like 4 short boxes full of Batman, and then was like, all right, and during the same time as I was getting these bundles, I was getting single issues of Spawn. I was spending like $3 to $5, just trying to get like straight Spawn, just so I can like really thoroughly read and enjoy Now I have the first 40 issues and, a bunch of issues just like up to like 259, but I have a lot of gaps to fill with Spawn. And after a little while, thinking like I'm only getting Batman and Spawn stuff, I figured, okay, maybe I'll start getting some of the stuff that, I also grew up with. A lot of Marvel-based stuff, and was just basically it became. So I go to some other comic shops that are around me, and I went to this one place that's been around for years, and went there a couple times, and then the owner tells me that he's going to be closing his store at the end of the year. He's going to keep his online thing going, but he just with his location and everything, it just seemed to make sense for him to just do online. So he was selling all of his stuff for like $1. And he had long box after long box, and basically for the last 2 months of his store being open, pretty much would go and just like blow my paychecks at his place, just because I was walking out with just things that I had never seen before, or just, and also things that I never thought I would get. And because I, was able to get so many issues for such decent prices, I didn't mind spending a little bit more on certain issues. The most I have actually think I've spent on a comic was $60 for Batman 125. And one of the reasons I really wanted it is because it came out like 3 months after my dad was born, and I was like, hey, look, Dad, I got something as old as you. Good thing I didn't ask him what was in better shape. Kidding. I don't think he'll ever watch this video, so I don't think he'll get offended. When I walk into a comic shop, I don't really go in looking for anything in particular. I just walk in with just an open mind, and because there's just so much that just will strike me and just blow me away. I don't think I'm ever going to run out of reading material. And from the guy that closed his shop, I had a lot of issues I was also getting were just things that, I got a fair amount of Silver Age through him. And, I don't really care if something is the highest grade, and I don't really care if something's a second printing either. I'm fine with second printings. Like one day it would certainly be nice to have that New Mutants 87 or 98. And, that's like a dream. And almost on like a weekly basis, it's like I come home with something that I didn't have before that I maybe never thought I would have, and that's like a really good feeling. And it even shows what Silver Age Dave was talking about, how like life changes, and we all have different experiences, and for me it's like I've obtained a massive amount of comics within a short period of time, but that was just because like I set my mind to that and had a lot of luck with just let me bounce around different shops and see when they get their new inventory in every couple weeks, and just you get hit with some surprises. Some people might look at collecting comics or collecting anything for that matter, like it's some kind of race with other people that are also collecting the same thing. But the way I see it is these things have existed like much longer than I've been around. They're gonna keep existing, and you know, if I was able to do this within 6 months, this could have taken me, you know, 10 years to get all this stuff, and I couldn't be happier. And seeing that, like, I was able to do this just within that period of time just makes me even look forward to more, just what may lie ahead. And I love looking at people's collections. I'll look at just about anybody's collection. I like seeing what other people are reading, seeing how they display their comics. And after a couple weeks of getting really into the collection, then I learned about the Mylar bags and halfbacks and fullbacks. So I'm still investing in that, and every chance I get, getting more of those so I can, you know, further protect all the things that I have. And thanks a lot, Silver HD, for having this contest. And for the videos. I get a kick out of them. You know, from all the different YouTube videos I see, I'm like still racking my brain around how I want to present, you know, future videos that I make. I'm definitely open to ideas and suggestions that anybody could have too. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I do plan on making more videos, and in the upcoming videos I do plan on talking about some of the issues I have, and about some of the stories, maybe the conditions, and perhaps even a video on how I displayed my issues. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them below, and I would really appreciate any kind of knowledge that I can get on what I can do better. And if you think that, you know, maybe how I'm storing my issues is risky, or, you know, by flipping them, you know, back and forth every other, it's been a pleasure. And until next time.